Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So we're here and we're going to see how to do shading with graphite. So that's your pencil. And so we've done tints and shades in the past. Now with graphite, I'm going to quick show on the back here just to get us, well, I have my practice back here, right? How to do kind of darks to lights with pencil. I can push harder, going back and forth, gradually get lighter. So the pressure or the amount of weight my hand is putting on my pencil is now getting lighter and lighter. I can also blend with my finger. 5th grade, we've talked a little about this with our hand selfies. 4th grade, 3rd grade, this might be a little bit something we haven't really done too much. The other thing too, like that's one way to do my shading. Another way would be called, well, and I normally always shade in the shape of what I'm doing, right? So I'm curving with the shape. Another way would be cross-hatching to get darker too. So I went one way, now I go the other, and I'm going to go back over it. One way, and then the other. One thing that's kind of important to note too is that hard lines, so like if I put, that's going to be harder to blend and harder to erase. It still erases fairly well, so if you want to start light and then you gradually go darker, it tends to work better unless you're trying to do some texture, like okay, kind of hard scale lines there for my dragon. Okay, but that's just a few things. You could always practice kind of getting it darker and getting it lighter before we get to the dragon itself. So you kind of want dark, medium, light. Dark, medium, light. All right, here we go. All right, as the dragon is fierce. Now, remember, the other thing we have to do too when we're thinking about shading is where is your light coming from? So I believe the light here is going to be coming from my volcano. So I'm going to really light draw my like little light symbol shining from above. Okay, and so the light's hitting the dragon over here, and so then you're going to shade in the darker parts kind of starting first, right? It's kind of playing hide and seek with the light. So when we see a light coming in through the window, like the sun's shining through, when you put your like hand up and you make a hand puppet or something like that, you're blocking the light. Okay, so then your hand is blocking the light and it'll create a shadow. So you're kind of playing hide and seek here with the light. Okay, so I'm going to start this shading over here. I'm going to push harder. If I wanted to add more texture, like down here, I'll do a little bit of that in the tail. You could totally do that in your whole dragon. Notice I'm kind of curving around. I'm holding my pencil sideways, kind of going like this. My thumb's holding still. This is kind of going back and forth here, kind of lighter. And a pencil's a really cool tool to shade with. And a lot of people will do drawings just with graphite, which means just with pencil. And then you're going to see if it's something you really like or not. Then we're going to come here. Then I'm going to blend with my finger. And it's going to blend fairly easy because I'm not making those like really hard lines. Then we're going to start over here. And I'm going to kind of curve with the shape of the dragon. It's going to be a little bit darker here because you have the wings really blocking the light. And I'm shading in the shape, kind of back and forth, curve around here. And then we'll blend a little bit more. Now, if I go too far to the dark side of the forest, friends, then I can take my eraser, kind of really lightly, I'm doing the same thing I did with my pencil and the shading, kind of go like that, and then blend it in. I might even use a finger that doesn't have graphite on it already. And then I'm going to keep blending along here. Let's make this a little lighter gradually, just a little bit lighter here. And I'm curving this a little bit darker, kind of taking my time here, going slow, doing my best. I did a little cross hatching there, going to blend it together. All right, and come along here. We'll make this one, this here, a little shadow down here. Okay, I'm really going to have a nice shadow on the tummy because the light's coming from above, not below. So then I'm going to come down here, and I kind of turned my hand, or you could turn the paper. Start darker here, follow along the lines, so kind of when things meet, it gets a little darker in the creases. And then we're going to come here, and we're going to keep going, and then kind of shading in a little bit darker here on the tummy where the light is not able to reach. So then I'm going to keep going, keep blending, so that is a little bit darker than kind of this area. So then this area is going to go a little bit medium. And I'm just going to kind of keep blending along here. Okay, now the light's really probably going to hit a lot over here, so this is just going to be lighter. And I'm going to leave this spot just a little bit, and this is going to stay pretty light. Need just a little bit more up here. Okay, then I could go back and even add some more shadow back here. It's totally up to you. Okay, if you're doing the texture like this over here, then what you're going to do is kind of keep doing those bumpy lines and overlapping them. And then when I do my shading, right, I'm kind of shading lightly kind of along those lines, kind of around them, and you can still see them though because I pushed hard. Okay, so I can't wait to see your guys' adventure with coloring in with graphite and shading in with graphite. I'm going to go ahead and finish all of mine. I can't wait to see all of yours. Okay, post them on Seesaw. There you have it, my shaded big detailed dragon here. I haven't come up with a name. Feel free to like add a name on Seesaw for some ideas. All right, and so just take your time, do your best, go slow. Your brain might have to think about where things are going, like where the light is hiding. Use your imagination, okay? Can't wait to see what you guys come up with coloring in and shading in with graphite. Remember, it doesn't have to be the dragon. You can do it on another piece of artwork you've done or one we've done together. It's totally up to you. All right, can't wait to see your guys' stuff. Catch you later.